Here is VRPX Virpax Pharma. This finishes at $22.90 today. That is up 49.19%. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe and catch me every weekday after market close on the Smarter Gambling Show. Here is PMCB Pharmacyte Biotech. This finishes at $9.90 today. That is up 189.47%. So this is a relatively new stock. Only have 8 days of trading so far. But today was a big one. No specific news to justify this price action today. So probably just a lot of ape stuff going on here. Apes piled in, institutions piled in, causing a short squeeze. Now, we don't have too much data here to analyze, but let's go over what we do have. So on the second day of trading, this gap down from 660. So that was a bullish indicator. So it was likely to go back up to 660 to fill that gap. Now today, that gap gets filled, but we have a new gap. This gapped up at 350. So that's a bearish indicator that is telling us that this is likely to come back down to 350 eventually at some point to fill that gap. And probably sooner than later, in my honest opinion. So this did 227 million in volume today. A lot of volume. This hasn't been trading for that long, but this is by far the biggest volume day thus far. So this squeeze / pump today was confirmed by the volume. And this is also pulling back in the aftermarket. This is now down to 920 at the time of recording. So that's a bearish indicator. Usually when something closes below what the stock closed at for the day in the aftermarket, that's a bearish indicator. And when something is trading above what it closed at for the day in the aftermarket, that's usually a bullish indicator. So if you want to go long, not financial advice, I wouldn't do that. I do not recommend that. You would be FOMOing in the top right now. This already went up almost 200% today. Got a gap up at 350. Insane volume. So a lot of bearish indicators here. No bullish indicators. You know, there's probably not too much more room left to run, if any. So logically, it doesn't make much sense to go long here. You would probably FOMO in the top, and you're going to end up holding a bag. Maybe this will continue to run, but I highly, highly doubt this has much more room to go to the upside. Doesn't logically seem like a good play here going long. I don't recommend that. And if you want to go short, not financial advice, but again, for the same reasons, gap up at 350, high volume, 200% run today, pulling back in the aftermarket, getting a lot of bearish indicators here. I think that going short is an excellent play here. This should come back to 350 to fill the gap. Not saying you should hold it all the way down to 350, but this probably will pull back pretty significantly in the short term. So a lot of tendies to be made here. This is a huge opportunity to go short. It's a pretty low risk, high reward play here, going short. This really can't go too much more to the upside, and there's a lot of downside potential. So yeah, looks like an excellent short play. I'm probably going to go for it, and I support everyone who wants to do the same. So congratulations to everyone who made money on this one today. Consider taking profits, not financial advice, but after a 200% gain, it's probably going to pull back. So lock up the gains right here, guys. And good luck to everyone currently in this stock and to everyone looking to take a position. This is PMCB Pharmacyte Biotech. Here is VRPX Virpax Pharma. This finishes at $22.90 today. That is up 49.19%. So it appears like the squeeze was not done. Yesterday, this was squeezing. Went up 300% yesterday, something like that. And today, it's up another 50%. Absolutely insane. But it does appear now like the squeeze is over. It's pulling back in the aftermarket, pushing $20. So that's a bearish indicator. This is most likely over. Probably going to pull back from here. But yeah, this price action today was just a continuation from yesterday's price action. So let's analyze this. So we have a double gap here. Yesterday it gapped up at 450, and today it gaps up again at 1650. So those are bearish indicators. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if this never comes back to 450, but we have a new gap up today at 1650. That's a bearish indicator that is telling us that this is likely to come back down to 1650 eventually to fill this gap, and probably will be in the short term, in my honest opinion. So right now this is sitting on the support of 2280, which it finished at today. So if this goes to the upside, next level of resistance would be 3060, and then the high of $36, which it hit today. And if it breaks 36, then it's onto the upside, onto uncharted territory, and the market will decide for itself the true value of this stock. Now, if this goes to the downside, next level of support is 2170, 1650, 1530, and then 850. And there's a bunch of support below 850, but we're not going to discuss that right now. So right now at this current price, 22.90, the channels either way, to the upside and the downside, are extremely wide, so expect a very significant amount of price action, either way this goes. However, if/when this comes back down to 850, the channels start to narrow. There's a lot of support there, so I expect the price action to slow down a lot if/when this hits 850. RSI is currently at 93, so that is extremely overbought and extremely overvalued. So be very cautious, guys. And this did 49 million in volume today. Very significant volume day. Not as much as yesterday, but still way above average. So this pump today was confirmed by the volume. So if you want to go long right now, I wouldn't do that, and I do not recommend that. Getting a lot of bearish indicators here. Gap up, high RSI, high volume, pulling back in the aftermarket. All indications are saying that this is going to crash pretty hard. It ran up real fast, and it's going to come down real fast. Really no bullish indicators here. Everything here is screaming sell/short. Going long here is a high risk, low reward play, because this really shouldn't run too much to the upside, even if it does go that way. So it doesn't logically make too much sense to go long here. Pretty much asking for disaster if you do that. So I wouldn't do that, and I don't recommend that. Now, if you want to go short, seems like an excellent play. Not financial advice. But again, a lot of bearish indicators here. High RSI, high volume, gap up, pulling back in the aftermarket. And again, the chart here is pretty much screaming either to sell this or to short it. This looks really, really bearish. It looks like it's going to come crashing down in the short term. I would say to at least 1650 to fill the gap. And this is a high reward, low risk play because there's a lot of downside potential here. And even if this does continue to run to the upside, it really can't go too much further. So going short here looks like an excellent play. There's a lot of tendies to be made. So I'm probably going to go for it. And I support everyone else who wants to do the same. So congratulations to everyone who made money on this one today. Consider taking profits. It's probably going down. So lock up the profits. And good luck to everyone currently in this stock and to everyone looking to take a position. This is VRPX Virpax Pharma. So here is ALF Alfi. This finishes at $11.07 today. That is up 9.17%. So this is weird because this was a highly trending stock a couple of weeks ago. And then it sold off and faded off. No one talked about it anymore. But the past couple of days, this has been trending again. Had a fat gain yesterday. And again, today, ran up another 9%. Okay, so we got some news. So Grove and Alfi enter a strategic partnership. So Grove is a CBD company. That's interesting. So Alfi is in 12 major markets in the United States. And I think Grove is going to advertise on the Alfi tablets, you know, in these Ubers and the Lyfts. So that was good PR today. Good positive news. So not sure how much that had to do with this run today, but probably had something to do with it. So yeah, stock finishes up 9% today. All right, let's analyze this. So right now this is trading between the sideways channel, the rectangle of $11.30 and $10. So if this goes to the upside, next level of resistance would be $11.30, $12.80, $14.10, $14.80, $16.30, $18.50, $20, and then the high of $22.50. And if this goes to the downside, next level of support would be $10, $9.10, $8, $7, $6.15, $5.60, $5.10, $4.60, $3.70, and then the low of $2.80. So right now to the upside and the downside, the channels are pretty decently sized. So either way this goes, expect a good amount of price action. So the RSI is currently at 58, so a little above average. And this did 20 million in volume today. Pretty significant volume. So this pump today was confirmed by the volume. So it looks like we have a possible cup and handle here. Top of the cup being around 14 and the bottom of the cup being around 7. So this might come back to 14 to complete the cup. So honestly, it's kind of hard to tell where this is going right now. We're getting a lot of neutral indicators here. The RSI and the volume, those are pretty neutral. The only bullish indicator we're getting here is the possible cup and handle. And we actually have a bearish indicator as well. We have a gap up at 370, which never filled. So that means that this is likely to come back down to 370 to fill that gap. So we're getting neutral indicators, a bullish indicator, and a bearish indicator. Really all over the place. Really hard to tell where this is going right now. And for that reason, I think the best play is to stay away from this altogether. If you go long or short right now, that can be pretty risky. Not super risky to where you're going to get short squeezed or this is going to go timber or anything. But it's just pretty hard to predict which way this is going to move. So I think the best play is to hold off, give it a couple days or a couple of weeks, see how the price action goes and reevaluate. Taking a position here isn't necessarily gambling, but this isn't the greatest entry point. If you want to go long, you already missed the bottom, and if you want to go short, this may not be the top yet. I'm not going to say don't take a position, but understand that if you do take a position, there is a little bit of risk involved here. I wouldn't do it, but if you guys want to, then sure, go ahead. Just understand the risks that are involved here. So congratulations to everyone who made money on this one today. And good luck to everyone currently in this stock and to everyone looking to take a position. This is ALF Alfi Inc. So here is SGOC, SGOCO Group. This finishes at $7.20 today. That is up 67.44%. Pulling back pretty hard in the aftermarket. Wolfpack Research issues report on website titled SGOC, Multiple Arrests, Financial Fraud, and Money Laundering. So I have no idea what that is about. Could be some like Hindenburg stuff. They write a hit piece and then they short it down themselves. Could be something like that. So this was another, I wouldn't call it meme stock, but this was trending a bunch a couple weeks ago. At one point it hit 29, and then it has since faded back down to $4. But today we have a really big day. Huge bounce. This is interesting because we just had that hit piece come out from Wolf Research, and yet the stock is still flying. So it doesn't make too much sense there. Could be the overall market disagreeing with Wolf Research and squeezing a lot of bears out, but who knows? So we do have a possible cup and handle here. The top of the cup could be a lot of things. It could be 10, could be 14.50, could be 20. But this does appear like a cup is forming, and $4 may have been the bottom. Hopefully. So that's a bullish indicator, possible cup and handle forming. So right now this is trading between the sideways channel, the rectangle of 780 and 420. Nice. So if this goes to the upside, next level of resistance would be 780, 980, 1110, 1190, 1325, 1430, 17, 1875, $20, and then the high of $29. And if this goes to the downside, next level of support would be 420, 370, and then $3. And there's some support below $3, but we're not going to discuss that right now. So right now at this current price, 720, the channels to the upside and the downside are pretty wide. So expect a pretty significant amount of price action either way this goes right now. However, if/when this comes back down to 420, the channels start to narrow, and I expect the price action to slow down if/when this hits 420. RSI is currently at 50, so that is very, very average. So according to the RSI, this current price, 720, is pretty fair market value. And this did 58 million in volume today. Very significant volume, way above the average. So this squeeze slash pump today was confirmed by the volume. So if you want to go long, I don't think it's a bad play, but this may come back down to 420. Nice. It appears that 420 was the bottom. After a 70% run today, this really isn't the greatest entry anymore. It's a decent entry, but I think you really missed your chance. So I would wait to see if this comes back down to 420 and see if you can grab it there at that price. But I don't think going long here, taking a position at 720, is really that great of a play. So I would support going long if you hold off and you can get this back at 420. Now, if you want to go short, I wouldn't recommend that. I wouldn't do that. While this can pull back to 420 or lower, this also has the potential to keep going up. And who knows, this is a low-key meme stock. This may come back up to 10, maybe 14.50, maybe 17, maybe 20, maybe 29. I think the amount of money that you would be making is not really worth the risk here. The risk is not worth the reward going short here. I mean, at most, you could probably make 20%, and you're risking getting short squeezed out. So it doesn't really seem worth it. Again, it's not a bad play. It could work out. I think if you want to go short here, you should probably wait and see if this goes up higher and you can get a better price going short. Going long and short here, this current price, 720, really not the greatest entry. Similar to going long, I would support going short. Just hold off, see if you can get this at a better price. I would say if this hits 14, then that's a pretty decent price to enter a short position. But at this current price, 720, I don't think this is the greatest entry for going short, so I wouldn't do that, and I don't recommend that. So, congratulations to everyone who made money on this one today, and good luck to everyone currently in this stock and to everyone looking to take a position. This is SGOC, SGOCO Group. Thanks everyone for watching today. I appreciate you guys. Please, hit the like button. Please subscribe, and catch me every weekday after market close on the Smarter Gambling Show. You apes already know, diamond hands to the moon. I'm Ty. This is Smarter Gambling. See you guys tomorrow. Peace out.